Alright, so Fable is going to pick my books for my 24-hour readathon for when I get back home from work today. So Fable has this pick me feature that will pick any book on your want to read list, and my want to read list on Fable has all of my physical TBR on it. I've never done this before, but I'm super excited. Let's get started. We're gonna click pick for me. So cool. Alright, let's see what it gives me. I love this little animation. It's so cute for all these book covers. Okay, so we got The Secret of a Marine's Wife. It's one of the books I got when I did my Dollar Tree video during Vlogmas on YouTube, and I didn't end up reading it. Shanna Hogan tells a true story of a young Marine's life whose illicit affair ended in tragedy. I remember this description of this book was so sad, and I remember when I was checking out at the counter, I bought this book and several others, and the cashier and then the lady who was in front of me, or no, the lady who was behind me, they were just talking about like my various book taste from all the books that I got, because I got this and I got some romance and then I got a fantasy, and they were really surprised that I picked up this book. And they're talking about like, oh my god, you look so young, like why are you reading like books like this? And I was like, it just intrigued me. Not a bad pick, Scout, not a bad pick. I just love these book covers, they're so cute. Okay. The Ballad of Black Tom. People move to New York looking for magic, and nothing will convince them it isn't there. Alright, okay, so Scout gave me The Last Hero. I am currently on the third book of the original Percy Jackson, which is the Titan's Curse. So we're gonna keep this as a option, but we're just gonna switch it out for the Titan's Curse instead. Let's do another 3, and I think we're gonna have a good selection of books for 24-hour readathon. Okay, so I got The Blood Olympus. We're gonna skip over that. I got Twilight. I have never read Twilight, but I have watched the movies. I only own the first book. Maybe this is the time. We got Once Upon a River. That was one of the books that were part of my fall TBR that I never got around to finishing. From what I remember, there was like a lifeless body found, like a little kid. The baby ended up coming back to life, and they didn't know why. Is it magic, or can science provide an explanation? Solving the puzzle of a girl who died and lived again. Yet as the days pass, the mystery only deepens. So it's a child, not a baby. The child herself is mute and unable to answer the essential question: who is she, where does she come from, and to whom does she belong? But answers proliferate nonetheless. Interesting. Because I ended up getting another Percy Jackson book as my first option, we're gonna do That Picks for Me again. And any of these 3 choices, I get to pick for myself which one out of the 3 I want to do. So the first one we have is One of Us is Lying. My twin sister read this book back in high school, and I never read it, and I ended up finding it in the Fable library sometime at the end of last year. So that's option 1. The next one we have is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I have the illustrated picture of Dorian Gray. That's a good possibility. I've been wanting to read it, and plus it would help with my classic count for this year. And the last book we have is Stay Hidden. I have started Stay Hidden. This one's another one about someone dying and coming back to life. It says a woman has been shot to death by a deer hunter on an island off the coast of Maine. The hunter now claims he didn't fire the fatal shot, and the evidence proves he's telling the truth. The biggest blow comes the next day when the weekly ferry arrives, and off steps the dead woman herself. Ariel Evans is alive and well and determined to solve her own murder, even if it upsets Mike Bowditch's investigation and makes them both targets of an elusive killer who would do anything to conceal his crime. I did start this one, like I said, maybe like 2 years ago. I never finished. I thought this was going to be an easy option, but I feel like because I started this book 2 years ago, this is one of the books I gave myself at the beginning of the year to read. If I didn't get to it this year, it was going to be an automatic unhaul. I kind of feel like I have to read Stay Hidden now. You know what we're doing? We're gonna do a number generator. That number generator will pick our book. We're gonna do the number generator between 1 to 2 because the options are Dorian Gray and Stay Hidden. All right, let's generate that. All right, we're gonna be reading the illustrated picture of Dorian Gray. So I created a 24-hour readathon list on Fable. So our 6 books that Scout ended up picking for me were Once Upon a River by Gillian Tetterfield, Stephanie Meyer's Twilight, Shanna Hogan's Secrets of a Marine's Wife, Rick Riordan's The Titan's Curse, Victor LaValle's The Ballad of Black Tom, and Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray. Not a bad list here. I'm excited for some other than Twilight, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna get ready for work, and I'll catch you guys post-work when my 24-hour readathon starts.